all up in that motherfucker.
We're gonna do Italian, okay?
Yeah, my hips been fucked up since I've been 4 years old. I was getting raped by my adopted mother, Margie Cardona, over here. She fooled you guys. She was selling cocaine underneath you motherfuckers' nose. Yeah, how much a Christian woman she is, and she beat me all my life and stole $1.3 million of my money.
Sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, would you do? What would you do? You don't know. No, you don't know because you ain't been there.
Calm, Chris, calm, man. Come back from Chris to Christopher. We heard the trauma in 1 and 1.5, and we heard the abuse in episode 2 and 2.5. Now we're about to go into straight true crime. So this is the time that you're supposed to hit this comment section. There's questions that y'all may need to get answered, and I can get them answered for you. So don't be afraid. Hit that like and hit that follow if you want to hear more. And let's watch episode 3.
Great place to show up. That's the name of my father. You know, he wanted to go there in '93. And
oh, so your father, Elkin, knew about Elkin, North Carolina?
Yeah, he's the one who found it.
Oh.
Yeah, he found it on a map. Because he was going to go to Florida.
Uh-huh.
And sell the houses and go see Grandma.
Right.
And he was moving to Florida because he was tired of the family. He was tired of everybody money hungry. I remember being on the bed with him when he found it. And he said, "Mira, papi, I'm going to be the king. I'm going to be the president over there." He said, "He's going to be the mayor." That's what he used to say. We used to laugh. You know. But Elkin, North Carolina was the name of my father. Mm-hmm. And I bought my first house with a great feeling. I'm not going to lie. It was great. It was good. It was beautiful. I had a great time in the beginning. Got crazy when Caesar came along again.
Right.
Of course, the poison, the biggest poison of the family. You know, Judy bought the house. Everything was okay in the beginning, and you know what happened next? The puff pass. You know, you see how I just started seeing how I had to clean up a mess of a house of a man, a grown man that just wanted to sit in the kitchen and smoke crack all day with dog shit all over the floor and cat and shit in the litter. And he's selling Judy stuff. That poor woman. I feel sorry for her. God bless that she got away. That he's not around and she got able to walk away from him. Love Aunt Judy to death. It's a shame to say, but it's the truth. He didn't come till later on, about 2009, 10.
Okay, but it was good times before you.
Good times, man. We'd go into the football game and, you know, get to wear a shirt that said Elkin on it and represent and see my brother on the football field and my sister. And I wish I would have moved to Elkin earlier to play basketball and just to wear a jersey that said Elkin on it would have been the most awesome present to me. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of make me want to cry. I'm trying to hold it in. Cool with the parties and, you know, with the limousines. I've spent money on limousine, the party buses, the proms, dresses, the homecoming dresses. You know, it was fun because I got to see what my dad wanted to do for them. You know what I'm saying? And I got to do that with my money.
Good.
You know, and everything was, like I said, everything was cool, you know. Things got crazy. When Butcher came, she promised us, you know, that there would be no family members around, that we was going to live our life. You know, Becca wasn't allowed to be with his family, and she wasn't allowed to be with her family. We were just going to focus on us, you know.
Right.
Kids, the football games and the cheerleaders, and just, you know, see the kids grow up in the name of Elkin, you know.
Right.
But Judy came and, you know, she bought that house, and it was, you know, we thought Bootsy was going to change. You know, Judy messed up and put $50,000 in his bank account, and he never spent $1 on his family. I seen it with my own eyes. I looked at Margie, and I told her, is this woman crazy? And Margie told me to shut up, and I said, she's going to put that much in his bank account? And she said, Chris, shut up. I said, okay, and I walked outside the bank, downtown Elkin.
Did you have jobs in Elkin since you was 18? Okay.
23.
Okay.
I worked for a fabric company, covers for Ford, the material.
Right.
Yeah, they got
Chatham.
Yeah,
Chatham's.
Chatham's factory.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the time everything was good, and that's when the time I went to Florida with Joe Boy and brought your mother and Tony out here. Your mother was the only one who was supposed to come, and all of a sudden Tony came. The other poison that I definitely didn't want in my life. All the memories, the flashbacks came of how Tony molested me and how, he treated me, and he was a sick human being. Oh my God, when I remember to make me learn how to suck dick. And, yeah, it was, just the nightmares. So I was working there one day, and the truth is, I tell people that I accidentally put my hand in the machine. But the truth is, I tried to kill myself that day.
1 minute remaining.
And I put my hand in the machine to kill myself. But it got stuck. I crushed all my muscles in my arm, my tendons. Stayed in ICU for 2 or 3 days. Yeah, it was a lot to deal with, especially when after, I was still happy. Just the beginning of the end started with everybody spending my money. And
Did you know about your money?
yes.
Like, did you know that, hey, I have a check coming, or did you think that it was the adoption checks?
She told me about the check, you know what I'm saying?
But you didn't know
she
how
said,
much.
Yeah, I never knew how much. Never knew, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know about the $300,000 to the last minute.
Oh.
That will be $288 because after the lawyers took their fees out. And I bought the second house, we bought the second house, and we had fun, but once again, like Becca left her, he left for another woman, he got tired of her.
You went, but yeah, that's what was her name? The white girl, right?
No, this is the first one. Sabrina's the second one.
What? So, whoa, wow. I didn't know on that one.
And this one lived in Myrtle Beach.
Oh.
And people don't know why I love Becca, because he was real to me.
Yeah. But let's go back to your arm. Let's go back to your arm. When you got your arm and stuck in the machine, how long were you out of work, or did you get workman's comp? Did they
I was supposed to get workman's comp, but Bozo sent me back to work.
Who's Bozo?
Margie. Margie sent me back to work, knowing that,
What did the doctor say to you about your arm?
Oh, Dr. Women said he's a known doctor in Elkin, very, very cool, very high. He told her, listen, I recommend you to put him on disability as soon as possible because he's never going to be the same. And I cried. I remember him telling me that. I cried. And it took me 2 or 3 years maybe to shoot a basketball again, maybe longer because my hand's crooked, So I had to learn how to bring my hand over more and my body this way. And it was, as much as you know, I love basketball.
Yes, yes you do.
I just skipped school for basketball.
I remember. You just go out there to the parks and do Smyrna.
Yeah, playing with money.
Yep.
I had to force myself to learn, but she didn't want me to think. Everything was, go do this, Chris. Take this one here. Do that. Do this, And all the fun and things I've done for my brothers and sisters, and for them to treat me the way they treat me hurts me a lot. And I don't really show my emotions too much because who would after what he's been through?
Yeah.
But to my brothers and sisters, to this day, I don't want to hurt them. I'm not here to hurt them. I'm just here for them to understand that what you think is not the truth. We kept out the dark. We kept you in the light for a reason because we knew the truth was going to hurt you.
Pekka. So you said Pekka left her. How many? So what year? Do you know what year was that?
But yeah, he left.
Yeah, was that when I came or before or after I came?
Before you guys came.
Before I came. So I remember Sabrina.
Yeah, that's why I said that Sabrina was, story that he came back to the house and blah, blah, blah. No, that was her. You know what I'm saying? Bringing him drugs, buying him drugs to keep him in the house. You know what I'm saying? Sending me to get drugs to keep her husband in the house, in the bathroom, because he really didn't want to be with her. He told me to my face. He just used it for the money.
Your brothers and sisters even know what was going on during this time?
They knew about the other women.
Right.
It was a secret. They knew about,
1 minute remaining.
Margie kicking them out and all that stuff. You know,
Right.
they never knew about the drugs, and you know, we kept them really in the shadow.
So it's basically you and Alexis that really knew the truth.
Yeah, yeah. Me and Alexis really knew the truth, but Alexis already left the house when she turned 18. She already was gone.
Yes, and that's what she moved into the first house you bought.
Well, no, she moved down to the Mexican apartments.
Oh,
That's
then what was?
Travis.
Okay. Then what about the
Hickerson house.
yeah, the Hickerson house?
The Hickerson house, she was supposed to give it to me. She wanted me to move in, but she wanted me to have Joe Boy there and Tommy there, and you know, no, we're not doing that. Give me the house enough. You know, I wanted to rent the house out to Oscar and Maria, my Mexican friends, because they're good people. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to help them to get their papers so they could be here in America. You know, back to the drugs. You know, and keep him around. He stayed in the house. He was there a couple of days. You know, and Sabrina would drive by and scare the kids, and you know, she wouldn't leave from the house. And this Margie, you know, I'm like looking at her like, this is my house. This is our house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have the right to walk up to her and beat her up if you wanted to. She's on property. You know what I'm saying? I went out there. I remember I walked out the door with the machete, and she seen it. I wasn't playing. I got tired already. I was sick of it. You know, the kids are scared. You know, I remember Tasha and Azed, it was their babies. You know, they were still not 4 or 5 years old, 6 years old, maybe. You know, and finally she had Officer Wolf, her sidekick. You know,
I remember him.
Locked him up, and that was the beginning of her working with him. You know, and
So Margie was working with the police after.
Oh yes, very strongly.
Okay.
I told her, yeah, very strongly. You know, she had Becca pulled over.
Oh.
Yeah, Becca was at Tamika. She had me drive with Lorenzo when Tamika lived in Sin City.
Okay.
And I drove by. And Lorenzo went. I went the first time, and I seen him. I never told her that he was there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My dad's not gonna get locked up. What the hell what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? And of course, Lorenzo, being the little curly girl bitch that he is, of course he told her yes. You know, blah blah blah. His truck is there. So she. I went again, and I seen him. I went the other way where Tony lived, between Burger King and the car wash. I went that way, came up, and Becca was just turning, and I slowed down and backed away, and he turned up, and he was going to Jonesville.
Right.
Of course, the cop. So that's why she called Wolfie, and he got busted.
What?
Yeah. She had him locked up, and
Locked up. How was the household? How were y'all living in the household? Everything was okay?
Yeah, I mean, the kids were more, you know, they didn't know.
Okay.
They didn't know. You know, she kept them
in the dark.
Yeah, the dark. So I went with the paperwork of, you know, the house, the rights, and just showing that, you know, I have money, and I bought him out. And she did that to make him come back to the house, and he did, but it wasn't long enough until he left. You know, drugged up, always coming around. Even though he didn't want to be with her, you know, he was living with another woman and sleeping with her and stuff. And I remember her making me drive all the way to Boonville to see if Becca's at Sabrina's house. Like, crazy stuff. Like, and I want to tell everybody that he's the problem, or she was the problem. You know, Becca used to get mad and say, "Why you don't let Chris go out and have fun?" You know. And you know, why he don't have a girlfriend? I don't have a girlfriend. He's in his 20s and blah blah. And she said, "I know what's best for him. You know, he's gonna get some girl pregnant, or you know, that was controlled for the money. You know." So Lorenzo could have a girlfriend, and Anna got pregnant at 17. You know.
Right.
And you know, Alexis Letty left the house and had Josiah, her first.
Right.
She was living at the Hickerson house. You know.
Okay.
That's when you know, like I said, Joe Boy and Tommy was there, and that I couldn't work because of my hand and stuff. I was supposed to be on disability.
Right.
Like I had my tendons in my arm crushed. Like there was a chance that I was going to lose my arm. You know what I'm saying? All couldn't work out. I got fat. I got, you know, I lost my confidence in myself for a very long time.
Did you have another job? Did you get another job?
Yes. Later on, I ended up getting a job at a couple of jobs. I worked at Von Bassett.
How long you worked at Von Bassett? A while?
About a year or two, you know.
Okay.
And it was good. And then, you know, she you know, wanted to keep me home to clean the damn house at 20-something years old. That's about the time when you came along in my life again, you know. happy. I was happy.
Yeah, we had fun times. Yeah, like
We
5
had
years.
fun times.
Yeah.
Great time. We would work together. We hung out every day.
Yeah.
You show me a lot, cuz, and I appreciate that. Push me to read. Push myself, my strength.
Yeah.
Walking through rumbles with the couch on top of my head.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Yep.
Why Don and Suzanne looked at me like I was crazy.
Hey, man. We back there. We back there making competition, making the job fun. That's all we did.
Yeah,
guys.
yes, we did. We had
It
fun.
was good times working. What else? What started to happen? with
This
you?
is after you left. Things
Yeah.
went downhill.
Oh,
Really
wow.
downhill. Really downhill. Where I found out that she didn't pay the taxes on the house, on the
Right.
Hickerson house. On the Hickerson house, she lost that.
Right.
She wanted to blame me. She told me it was my fault. I was supposed to move in there. Blah 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 blah. And I said I didn't want to live with Tommy or Joe Boy or nobody. That's my.
Yeah. That's your
I told
house.
him, rent the house. Yeah, rent the house out. I really told him to rent the house out to Oscar Maria, but I didn't know what to do with myself at that time. I didn't want to live by myself, really. I
Yeah.
enjoyed my brother and sisters. And she lost the house, and I ended up getting in trouble a couple of times with the law. But she just left and went to Texas without even telling me.
Well, when you got in trouble with the law up there, it was in North Carolina, right? The first time?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And then
No prison time. It was just a little county time.
Okay.
It gets worse because when she leaves, I end up living with the one person I hate who dares to want to live with him was Bootsa.
oh no.
So I lived with him. Judy took me in, told me, don't worry, you can pay a little $300 a month, and that was cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
But guess who? $300 ends up to be $500, or
Yeah.
or $350 because he wants to borrow money all week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was making good money, but I bust my ass. My girl, she was at the time, Melissa. She had her job, and and I was taking care. She lived with me. We had a good time.
Mhm.
Lucha, some days it was okay, but when he's fiending, he's fiending.
Yeah.
So I was, I had to trick him, so I had to act like he didn't know at the time I was selling dope. I had to make money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he found out, and I had to feed him like that because for me to have some kind of money in my pocket or not pay rent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was right. And Judy came a couple times with Jeanette, and we hung out, we ate. It was cool when Jeanette and Judy were there because Jeanette don't like Bootsa.
Right.
Never did.
Yeah, I don't blame her. Do not blame her at all.
Then the damage he done. How many times he sold her refrigerator? I mean, her washing machine and dryer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many times he sold TV? Her father's antique stuff.
Yeah.
That beautiful Cadillac he had.
Yes.
That he destroyed like a moron. That was her father's car. Poison. Straight poison.
Yes.
But Margie left, and I left Von Bassett and ended up working for a metal roofing business. It was called APPA, I think, something like that. I can't remember.
In North Carolina?
Yeah, North
Okay.
Carolina.
All right.
And I was traveling to South Carolina, Virginia, not too far, just those areas.
Right.
I was making $12 an hour because I was the driver. It was $10 an hour, but I was the driver making 12. I was working for these Mexicans.
Right.
And everything was cool. I would work. I'll be out of town all week, come back on the weekend. Thursday night, head back. I had off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we go out Monday.
So all this time that you've been living by yourself, doing all this stuff right here, did you get any assistance with your money from your?
I wish.
What?
I said I wish.
Okay. So you're saying that all this time you just had to take care of yourself when you got out of your little situations with the law, and then she left to Texas, and then you had to stay with Bootsa. Then you had to stay with Bootsa. Okay.
And that was hell on earth, and I couldn't take it no more.
Okay. So now we go back to your job. Now that you had to drive around, what else did you do? What else?
Not much. I didn't have a car at that time, and Bootsa let me borrow the car once. Only when I gave him $20.
Yeah.
They let me borrow the car to smoke, but it was terrible, and I just couldn't take it no more. And I told her, I'm ready to go over there.
Okay. Pause it right there, cuz. Call me back.
All right, call you right back.
Yes.